You'll never believe it. I just recorded about a 5-minute video where I revealed the secret to awakening. I'm not even joking. And then what I did was I pulled the memory card out before I stopped recording. So then the whole file was corrupted, and even though I tried to save it, I couldn't. Isn't that tragic? So here's the deal. I started the previous video by saying I'm going to reveal the secret of awakening. And then I said, you probably think I'm joking, especially if you know me. And under normal circumstances, I would be joking, but in this case, I'm actually serious. So there is a very specific factor that I see come into play right before someone wakes up, or right as they're ready to go over that edge into infinity, into the unknown, truly. And before I get to that, I should say that there's an aspect to this that is just not in your control. But in another way of speaking, there is a sort of decision point. Something inside of you decides it's time. And with this video, I want to point out what that looks like from the individual perspective. I know this from personal experience, and I know it from walking with so many people right to that edge and then watching them go over. And there really is one key movement in our psyche, in our minds and hearts, that allows us to go over that edge. Now, I actually don't talk about this a lot. This is one of those things that I find people consider triggering if it's heard at the wrong time or in the wrong set of circumstances. It can also just be frustrating if you try to mentally grasp what I'm saying and not let it sink down into your heart and into your energetic body. So if you find it triggering, then just put this aside. Come back to it later. But the long and short of it is that to wake up, you have to be willing to let go of your life as you know it. Truly let go. Now, I understand that when I say that, the mind will come up and say, but if I let go of my life, what happens to my responsibilities, my children, my family members, my loved ones, my job? Will I even be able to feed myself? Will I even get out of bed in the morning? This is all the mind. This is thought. This is part of what you have to let go of. There's the part of you that knows where it wants to go, knows who you are, knows when you feel in control, knows what you want. And there's the part of you that fears being found out, failing, losing their faculties, illness, death. There's a part of us that doubts endlessly. So those two major parts of us, the part that we know and want and feel comfortable in and where we feel like we know who we are, and the part of us where we just don't even want to touch into. We want to avoid it at all costs. We don't want to admit to ourselves that that's part of us, the shadow. These halves of you, both of these parts, are what you have to let go of. When I say let go of your life as you know it, I mean all of it. The good and the bad. The obvious and the hidden. All narratives, all stories, all fears, all doubts. You have to be willing to let go of all of it. That's what this comes down to. And when that happens, it's often interpreted as death, or as if to sit here one more moment, facing the unknown, continuing to give myself fully to whatever this practice is, Mu, who am I, pure consciousness, whatever this wordless, thoughtless space is that I'm engaging endlessly. If I stay here one more moment, I feel like I might die. The body might literally pass away. It doesn't always feel like this, but it often does. So if you come up against this, just know you're in good territory. This is how it feels for many people. Also, if you back off because of this fear, it's okay. The next time you return, you might suddenly realize, oh, there's a new way to go through this. I can go even beyond the fear, beyond the narrative of death. What is beyond death? What is beyond all of my beliefs of life and death? What is beyond every way I can possibly know myself, even by doubting myself? What is beyond all of that? And you can just take that step. Sometimes that's all it takes. So, simply put, at some point, you have to be willing to let go of your life as you know it. Often that comes about because the conditions in your life have been really rough. You've seen that all of the ways you've tried to make yourself happy haven't really worked. Not fully. All the ways you've tried to find satisfaction has just brought you more dissatisfaction. This is to realize that what we're taking ourselves to be is not all there is. And it's certainly not the secret to happiness, to peace, to a deeply satisfying existence. When this happens for you, I don't know. But I do know if you keep inquiring, keep digging, keep holding yourself to more and more authenticity about how you're feeling, what's going on, what the thoughts are, what the emotions are, this opportunity will come, the moment will come when you have the opportunity to truly let go. This is what awakening is, and you'll feel it. It's not a mental activity. You can't talk yourself into it or out of it. It's beyond all talking. It's beyond all reasoning. It's instinctual. And you come to it just as much as it comes to you. You walk to the edge and the edge will walk right to you. Then you just step.